Yes. So very quickly, we have seen the foundational slides like it till now, concepts and five Bhagavad Gita sloka until last week. Okay, let's quickly cover. We were seeing the four yugas. Okay, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. And the current yuga where we are in is Kali Yuga, and each yuga's duration, lifespan. Okay, that also we have seen. And what is a Yuga Dharma? This is the whole details of Brahma's lifetime, which is one time between one inhale and one exhale of Mahavishnu. Okay, so that is a lifetime of Brahma, which is equal to 311 trillion 40 billion years. Okay, this particular slide has to be in your memory all the time. Okay, to have it referenced very easily. Then here we have seen the Yuga Dharma. For each Yuga, what is the Yuga Dharma? And what is the lifespan of a living entity in each Yuga? Okay. We have seen in Satya Yuga, the living being lives for 1 lakh years. Good and bad was between universes, and the meditation on Lord Vishnu was the way to reach Lord. In Treta Yuga, it was diminishing like from 1 lakh years to 10,000 years. And performing sacrifice was the way to reach Lord, and good and bad was like a between countries. In Dwapara Yuga, it was like a further reduced to 2,000 years. The living entity lifespan is. Then good and bad was like a between families. Then the elaborate temple worship, deity worship was the way to reach Lord. In Kali Yuga, it is further diminishing like from 1,000 to 100, and later like it will come around 30, 40 also. And the good and bad is like a between the same person also. And everything is impure. Only the Lord's name is pure. Okay, that is the reason it is called as Nama Yuga also. Chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord is the way to reach Lord. And we have seen why Krishna been called as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, correct? We have seen the short form of like a Forbes, fame, opulence, renunciation, and beauty, education, which is the knowledge, then strength. Okay, this is what we have seen. And what is the meaning of Krishna?
All attractive.
All attractive. Okay, so then Krishna is expansion. Krishna, from Krishna, like Balram comes from Balram. First Chaturvika comes, and from first Chaturvika, Lord Narayana comes. From Lord Narayana, again second Chaturvika comes. From second Chaturvika, Sankarshana, Karna Udagashayi Vishnu or Mahavishnu comes. So from Mahavishnu, Garbhodagashayi Vishnu comes. From Garbhodagashayi Vishnu, the Kshirodagashayi Vishnu comes. Okay, the this is a Mahavishnu. So his from his four, lot of universes are coming, and each universe you will see a Garbhodakashai Vishnu that we will see in the next slide. But each universe that existence, okay, the lifespan is 311 trillion 40 billion years. That is a lifetime of a Brahma. Okay, so Mahavishnu is grand looking in this manner, and from him, like the Garbhodakashai Vishnu comes. He is sleeping on the bed of snakes, okay, Anantashesha. And from his navel, the Brahma comes, and from his lotus feet, like okay, in his lotus feet, Lakshmi Devi is massaging his lotus feet, okay. Then Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is represented in each and every atom on in the universe, okay. He is there in us, in you, in me, in every one of us, okay, as the super soul. That super soul name is like a Hero Dagashayi Vishnu. So the reason we follow the Sanatana Dharma, and in the Sanatana Dharma, okay, there should not be any discrimination. Okay, it is animal, you should not respect. Only human you need to respect. No, we have to respect each and every living entity. Okay, and don't expect any respect from anyone. So that is the whole concept of whole dharma of like Sanatana Dharma. Then here we have seen like a Krishna qualities. Krishna has 64 qualities in full. Vishnu has 60 qualities in full. That four qualities which differentiate Krishna from Vishnu is Leela Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Bhakta Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri. So it doesn't mean that okay, Vishnu or Shiva cannot perform those things. but the purpose they came is for a different purpose. Like that has to be our understanding. We should not be in a competitive mode or the fighting mode. Okay, why Lord Shiva is better or Krishna is better? No, that is not the purpose. Okay, the purpose which they come from is for different way of like performing the Leela or engaging in Lord's Leela. So this what like we have seen one example where the teacher knows English and maths, but while they are teaching to the child, okay, they are talking only maths. So they are teaching only maths, okay, though they know science and English and other subjects. Okay, this is a similar thing. Okay, till now, any questions? Please feel free to ask any questions. Okay, then the purpose of human life is we are no different from animals if we do only eating, mating, defending, sleeping. Okay, we have to humans have the higher intelligence, discriminating power, and reasoning power. Okay, by using that, we have to get out from this material world to the spiritual world. Okay, the material world is it is full of misery, full of ignorance, full of temporary, but the spiritual world is like a full of eternal, full of knowledge, full of bliss. Okay, Satchit Ananda. Okay, so that is the reason we need to remember Lord and we need to get out from this particular material world. Okay, then the 14 planetary system is there. We are in the located in the center as a Earth. Below us, like Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Sarasatala, Patala, and above us, like a Bhuvar, Svagar, Mahar, Jana, Tapa, and Satyalokam. But four things are common in all these four in this 14 planetary system is birth, death, old age, and disease. Okay, these four things are very common. Okay, you can't escape. So only if you get out from this material world to the spiritual world, then only you can get out. Okay, so that is the reason. Okay, we need to get out from this material world. Then five topics of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, it talks about Ishvara, the Supreme Lord or the Supreme Controller. Then it talks about Jiva, the controlled conditioned living entity. Then it is talking about Prakriti. It is talking about Kala. Prakriti is nothing but like a surroundings, all of our surroundings, material nature. Then it is talking about Kala, which is the time factor. It is talking about Karma, which is the activity. Okay. In this five topics, whichever sloga you take in Bhagavad Gita, this five topics like it will be talking about. In that, four are eternal, which is like okay, there is no diminishing fat or there is no end to it. But only karma is non-eternal. Okay, the reason, so the reason we can by our activities, okay, we can change our destiny. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita is a conversation between Supreme Lord Krishna and Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So it has 18 chapters and 700 slokas in the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is nothing but okay, the song of the god. Okay, so this 18 chapter been segregated in the chapter 1 to 6. Like a Lord is talking about karma yoga. What is the meaning of yoga? Hare Krishna, meaning of the yoga?
Connecting, connecting to,
Yeah,
connecting
linking,
to
yeah,
Supreme.
linking oneself to the Supreme. Okay, so that is the meaning of yoga. So that if we do our activity and connecting to Supreme Lord, then it is called Karma Yoga. If you do like okay with love connecting to Lord, then it is called Bhakti Yoga. If you do the dhyana and connecting to Lord, it is Dhyana Yoga. Then if you use our intelligence like connecting to Lord, then it is called Bhakti. Sorry, Jnana Yoga. So in that the chapter 7 to 12, Lord is talking the most important thing of like a Bhakti Yoga, because the precious thing we will keep it always in the center, okay, as in the jewel box, the similar way. It taken around 45 minutes, like for this conversation to complete between Krishna and Arjuna. Then this is a division of like the 700 verses. First verse is being spoken by Dhritarashtra, who is the father of Duryodhana, and Sanjaya, who got so much power from Vyasadeva to know or to visualize like what is happening in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He is able to visualize all those things, and he is able to recite that. Huh? Yeah, he is able to envision, and he is explaining those things in to Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra is blind. Okay, so he could not able to see what is happening in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, then Arjuna speaking of around 83 slokas, and Lord Krishna talks about like a 575 slokas. Okay, so that is the reason it is called the song of God. This we have seen. Okay, there is only one Shastra, which is the Bhagavad Gita. Then Bhagavad Gita, it is talking about, though the context was like, okay, the war, because Lord Arjuna went as a peace messenger to stop this war, but Duryodhana and their army did not want that the peace to be resolved amicably, and they wanted the war to be happening. So it was inevitable. And though the context was war, but the content is like, okay, he is talking about his life, how to live our life. And uh, uh, but content was like a life. Nowhere uh, Lord is talking harshly about like, okay, the ahimsa or violence, like, okay, in any of the sloka in Bhagavad Gita. So Gita suggests violence, like that is a very absurd or like a stupid claim. Okay, nowhere it is talking about the violence. Then uh, whichever mood we are in, okay, whether we are in good mood or a bad mood or angry mood, or how to talk, how to eat, how to what is bad, how to give, all those things like have been explained in the Bhagavad Gita. So we can have as a shop reference like for all our uh, life situation, we can refer Bhagavad Gita. So that is the reason it is called as like a universal scripture. It is not biased to like, okay, this religion or that religion. Okay, that is important to understand. This is what like we have seen. It is a jewel box. That is the reason like a Bhakti Yoga been said in the center, chapter 7 to 12. Okay, the peace formula, art of dealing with duality, forgiving God, the what to say, like all those things, happiness formula, everything been mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. This we will see as we progress in the upcoming weeks. Okay, so this again that five topics: the Jiva, Ishvara, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. So this what we have seen by doing our work correctly to Lord. It is called Karma Yoga. Then meditation, by meditation like a connecting to Lord is called Dhyana Yoga. By knowledge connecting to Lord is called as like a Jnana Yoga. And by performing love, if you are connecting to Lord, that is called Bhakti Yoga. Okay, we have to use our mind, intelligence, and body to connect to Lord and to do the devotional service. Okay, then the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, we know 18 chapters are there. The first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is called as observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, so we were seeing around five sloka last week. Okay, we will try to cover until 13 sloka today. So, as we see, Sanjaya informs King Dhritarashtra of Duryodhana's appraisal of relative like a fighting strength of the Pandava and Kuru army. So, this how their whole army been assembled. Okay, we have seen. Uh, Akshokini means, okay, it consists of 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, and 65 to 10 horses, and around 1 lakh foot soldiers. Okay, that all these things consist of called as like a one Akshokini. Okay, army size Pandavas had seven Akshokini, and the Kauravas, the Duryodhana army had 11 Akshokini. Okay, the commander in chief and who is called as Maharati, Akirati, all those things been explained here. Okay, it is a massive uh, war happened in the history of the universe. We can't imagine like how many people were assembled, how many elephants and horses and soldiers. Like, okay, it was massive. We could not able to imagine like that big the this war was. Okay, uh, here we have seen various names of Krishna and what is the meaning of it. Please go through this like in this foundational slide. We will try to share it again so that you can have it as a reference. Please keep going through all the time. It is not like only on Saturday you attend the class, then you forget about Krishna. No, we have to remember Krishna all the time. That is the purpose of our life. Okay, so we have to remind ourselves all the time. Okay, um, um, let's. I will just stop here. I will move to the other slide. Till now, any question, query, please feel free to ask. How's it going? Are we going too fast or too slow or okay with this one? Because I request everyone to again go through this all these things like that's very important. So here you can see the in the summary observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Here Arjuna is confused and talking to Krishna, and Dhritarashtra is hearing what Sanjaya is saying. Sanjaya could able to see what is happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, so in the verse 1 and 2, we have seen Arjuna, Dhritarashtra inquires from Sanjaya. What did they do? Okay, in that particular thing, we know a couple of things that we have seen. Who can say this? What is the mind of Dhritarashtra? Hare Krishna. Huh?
One is discrimination.
Yeah, discrimination because he is saying what did my sons and the sons of Pandu were doing. Okay, by saying this, Dhritarashtra is showing the discrimination or the selfishness. Okay, that is one thing. And another thing, he is very well aware they assembled to fight, correct? But he's just thinking the place Kurukshetra is very, very auspicious. Okay, it is called as like a Dharma Kshetre. It is a place of the Dharma assembled place. Okay, Dharma Kshetre. Dhritarashtra Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveda Yuyutsavaka Mamaka Pandava. Mamaka, my son, and the Pandava son, Pandu son. Mamaka Pandava Selva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. What did they do? Okay, he's he's thinking they assembled to fight, but because of that place Kurukshetra, they should not go on a compromise mode. They should not get assembled. Okay, now we assemble that place should not change their mentality, their mood. Okay, that is what he's questioning because he wanted the war to happen. He wanted the Kauravas to win against the Pandavas. That was the mood of Dhritarashtra, correct? So that is the reason he is asking, like though he know they assembled to fight, but still he is confirming, reconfirming. Okay, they are going to fight only, correct? And no compromise is going to be made in the place of Kurukshetra. Then Sanjaya said, okay, Duryodhana approaches Dronacharya. Okay, Duryodhana is approaching Dronacharya. Then we have seen like a Dronacharya why he is approaching because he is trying to rekindle the enmity between uh, who and who enmity between we have seen
Dronacharya and Drupad.
Dronacharya and Drupada. Drupada's son, who is Drupada's son? Yes, Anshul Prabhu, please let me know, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can we see bhav of or the concern of Dhritarashtra as a concern where he wants to know what is happening on the field instead
Yeah.
of saying that war is going to happen or not? Like all parents are concerned when their kids go to an exam or performance. We are more concerned like how did their kids well-being of their kids instead of like is it happening or not?
No, he is not. Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, very good question. Dhritarashtra is so self-oriented. He had like 101 sons and daughter, correct? Like 100 sons and one daughter. So his thing is like he wanted the sons of Pandu to be killed. Okay, that was his motive because during the time of like a dynasty, he was not given the chance to rule the kingdom, though he was a elderly person. Okay, it was given to Pandu. So at the time, from that time onwards, like the enmity that what to say, like okay, the very bad intention been in the mind of Dhritarashtra. Point number one. Point number two, he knows okay, his Kauravas army is like okay, greater in size and they are big. Okay, they are going to win. This is what their his this is what his intention is. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Kauravas like okay had a armies bigger army size. Okay, so he and Duryodhana was almost certain of the victory on their side. The victory on their side. Okay, so he is not thinking more about okay how my sons are going to be saved from the war or not. No, in the Srila Prabhupada's purport, he is saying very clearly he wanted the kingdom to be won by Kauravas. Okay, Pandavas to be killed. This was his ill intention. Okay, so he is just rechecking with Sanjaya that the war is going to happen. They are not. Uh, settling for the peace formula because of the place of Kurukshetra. Because the Dharma Kshetra, he could have said just, okay, Kurukshetra, they assembled what they are doing. But they are saying like a Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra. Who is saying? Dhritarashtra is saying. So you see the mind of Dhritarashtra. Because the Kurukshetra is a Dharma Kshetra, okay, that should not give the peace intention between the Pandavas and Kauravas. So he is reconfirming with Sanjaya. Are they going to fight? Correct? They are not settling for the peace formula. This is what the whole details of the shloka, Prabhu. Hope you got it. There is a
Yes.
reason for each and every word of Bhagavad Gita. There is a lot meaning. Okay, you can see someone like His Grace Jagat Shakshi Prabhu. Okay, he done a PhD. Okay, in Bhagavad Gita by studying Bhagavad Gita in detail. There are various management leaders. Okay, they have studied Bhagavad Gita and they applied in their real life, and they are very successful. That has to be our intention. So Bhagavad Gita is not like okay 40, because Arjuna was capable enough to understand what Krishna is speaking. That was the reason it was required only 45 minutes for Arjuna to understand. But still, yeah. So that was the ill intention of Dhritarashtra. Okay, that is the reason he wanted to reconfirm whether they are assembled only to fight. Okay, not for any other reason. Okay, so he is just reconfirming that. Let me share the screen again. You're able to hear my voice, correct?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay, Manjeet. Really sorry for this. My laptop had some problem and it got rebooted. So then Duryodhana is going on talking to Dronacharya. Okay, we saw Dronacharya and Drupada. Who is Drupada?
Draupadi's brother,
No.
father,
Drupada is,
father,
correct. Yeah, Drupada is
father,
Draupadi's father, and his son
father.
is Drishtadyumna. Okay, so Drishtadyumna is leading one part of the army for Pandavas. Okay, because he was on the side of Pandavas. So why initially Duryodhana is approaching Dronacharya and not Bhishma Dev. Okay, that also has some meaning to it because he just want to have the enmity. He just rekindle that enmity between between Dronacharya and Drupada. Okay, that is the reason he is just asking Dronacharya, see your enemy son or your friend's son Drishtadyumna is on the side of Pandavas and he is leading the army. But we are very grateful and we have a lot of powerful fighters from our end. Okay, that is how the whole army he is explaining to Dronacharya, and he's saying, okay, Bhishma also there on our side, and likewise, like he's just talking, and it is getting explained. Okay, now let's see from sixth sloka 1/6. So what I meant is the each and every word of Bhagavad Gita has a lot of meaning, lot of inner meaning. So the reason, okay, as we study each and every time, we will get to see like a lot of uh, new things are unfold for us. Okay, that is one thing. And for Arjuna, it taken only 45 minutes to understand, but for us, it may take like our lifetime, because Arjuna is not asking the questions only for himself. Okay, he is a self-realized soul. He is a great devotee. He is asking the questions on behalf of all of us. That has to be understood. Okay, the teachings, what Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita, it is not only for Arjuna. It is for all of us. Okay, that has to be the understanding, real understanding. Okay, sixth sloka. युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रुपदश्च सर्व एव महारथः. There are mighty Yudamanyu, okay? Then the very powerful Uttamaju, the son of Subhatra and the son of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. Okay, they are just explaining. Duryodhana is explaining to Dronacharya about the army assembly. Okay, that is how the first chapter goes. Okay, because the first chapter name is observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, so next sloka. Ashmakam tu visista e तान्निबोध द्विजोत्मा नायक मम सैन्यस्य संजातं तान् ब्रवीमि ते. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. Okay, till now what he was explaining, the explanation of the Pandavas army, how they were assembled. Okay, the Subhadra's son and Drishtadyumna was leading one particular army. All these things, like it was explained by Duryodhana. But here, again, see here, okay. But for your information, he is saying to Dronacharya, "Oh, best of the Brahmanas, okay, let me tell you about the captains, okay, who are especially qualified to lead my military force." He is not saying our military force, okay. That selfishness was shown by Dhritarashtra on the chapter 1, sloka 1, correct? He is saying, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveda Yutsavaga Mamaka Pandavaschaiva, Mamaka, my sons, okay. Here, Dhritarashtra, sorry, Duryodhana is reconfirming, okay, to lead my military force. Here, what he is saying? Mama Sainyasya. Mama means like, okay, my. Sainyasya means like, okay, the soldiers. Mama Sainyasya. So this shows again how uh, self-focused, how narrow-focused the Duryodhana and the Dhritarashtra is. Okay, he's not saying, he's talking to Dronacharya. He could very well say that, correct? It is our army, correct? But it is not our army. He's saying my military force. He is showing my. Okay, that shows there are narrow. Okay, so as we see, he's saying it is my army, my military army. That is what he's saying to Dronacharya. Then the next sloka. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitam Jayah Ashwattama Vikarnascha Saumadritas tataiva cha. So here he is saying there are personalities like you. He's saying to Dronacharya. Then he's saying Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwatthama. Who is Ashwatthama?
Dronacharya's son.
Very good. Dronacharya's son is Ashwatthama. Correct? Okay. So Ashwatthama, then Vikarna, and the sons of Somadatta called Burishrava, who are always victorious in the battlefield. Okay. So he's just saying they are only couple of members. Okay, Pandavas. But here we are very powerful, and he is explaining. Okay, who are those great warriors? Okay, he is explaining. Who Drona? Uh, uh, Duryodhana is explaining. Then Anyecha Bahava Sura Madarte Tyakta Jivitaha Nanasastra Praharanaha Sharve Yuddha Visharadaha. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. Okay, again he is saying it is my sake, it is not our sake. He is not uh, considering the teamwork. Okay, he wanted everyone to fight, but for my own commandment, my own army, my sake. Okay, that is the Duryodhana's evil minded. Okay, self-centered minded. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science. Okay, so what in this particular sloka is because previous sloka he is talking about Karna, Ashwatthama, Dronacharya, then Bhishma, likewise like many Vikarna. So all these great warriors. Okay, in this sloka, he don't want others to get discouraged, correct? Because what Duryodhana is referencing only great warriors. Then why I need to fight? That was not he wanted in the minds of like all the soldiers. That is he's saying there are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their life. Okay, he is considering by default. Okay, they will lay down their life just for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons. He's saying they are very powerful weapons and all are experienced in military science. So he is uh, reiterating. Okay, they are very experienced and they are having very powerful weapons. Okay, but again, that the evil minded of the self-centered approach is coming. Okay, then the next sloka अपर्याप्तं तद् अस्माकं बलं भीष्मा विराक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्व इदम् एतेषां बलं भीमा अभिरीक्षताम् अभिरीक्षितम्. Our strength here only he is saying, okay, who Duryodhana is saying, our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of Pandavas carefully protected by Bhima is limited. Okay, he's always like having the enmity with Bhima. He's having the always enmity with Bhima. Okay, Duryodhana is always considering Bhima is the only powerful warrior uh, in the side of Pandavas. Okay, all others are okay to fight. They can be defeated. Okay, that was his statement. Okay, then he's saying, but from our side we have a great grandfather Bhishma, who is a great warrior. Okay, whereas the strength of Pandavas are carefully protected only by Bhima. Okay, which is very limited. This how he is giving the comparing. First of all, comparing the strength of Pandavas and Kauravas. Then he is giving a lot of boostful or he's giving the confidence to all of his warriors. Okay, victory is ours, and we can very easily win against the Pandavas, and he is self-praising. Okay, so that is very bad in any of our life. Okay, self-praising should not be there. Okay, because that will give the arrogance and overconfidence in all of us. Okay, so that has to be avoided. Okay, then on the next sloka, ayeneshu sa sarveshu yata bhagam avastitah Bhishmam eva viraksantu bhavantah sarva eva hi. All of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. Here he is reiterating, we all need to protect Bhishma because all of you have to ensure that our army is not getting defeated or not getting like a entry for the enemies. Okay, so the enemy should not enter into our fort. So we have to carefully protect. We have to carefully protect our surroundings and our army because Bhishma should should not get yeah should not get like I say proposed or should not get exposed to the Pandavas army because Bhishma is the commander in chief. He should not be exposed. Okay, you need to always protect your leader, correct? That is what he is just explaining to all the soldiers of Kauravas. Okay, Duryodhana is explaining. So are you all able to envision like okay how Dhritarashtra is able to envision from the talks of Sanjaya? Are you able to see like how they are assembled, how they are prepared to fight, how they are getting the instruction from Duryodhana? Please like let us put our mind into as if we are in the battlefield of Kurukshetra and we are on the side of Pandavas to fight for the dharma. Okay, that is how we need to realize while we are reading the these slokas. Okay, and Bhagavad Gita. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vriddaha pitamahaha simhanadam vinodyochaiha sankam dadamo pratapavan. Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, okay, blew his conch very loudly, making the sound like a roar of a lion, okay, giving Duryodhana joy. So before the war begins, okay, it is customary, okay, to have the sankas blown on both the side, correct? So Shankas has to be blown like a uh, to introduce as a start of the war on both the sides. So first they are blowing the Bhishma is blowing his conscience. Okay, so by that particular sound is coming like a roar of a lion because Bhishma is one of the greatest warrior. Okay, he on the side of Duryodhana and the Kauravas. Okay, while he was blowing his conscience, it was like a roar of a lion, which is giving the joy on the side of Duryodhana. Many will ask why Bhishma Pitamaha was so great warrior. He's a Dharma Pitamaha. Okay, why he was taking the side of the Kauravas, not on the side of Pandavas. Okay, so this question will be answered uh, by two statements. Okay, one is he taken a vow to protect the Kuru dynasty. The Kuru dynasty is nothing but okay the Pandavas and Kauravas. Like initially Kauravas were the then Pandavas like likewise. So he taken the vow in spite of any situation. I will protect the Kuru dynasty. That is point number one. Point number two, he just was on the side of what to say like he always wanted to have the warriorship in him. Then he just taken the part of the Lord's Leela. Lord wanted to show however powerful you are, however powerful you are, if you are on the side of adharma, you can never be a winner. He just want to show that to the whole world, to all of us. For that, he wanted a great warrior to be on the side of Adharma. So Bhishma taken with great joy because he wanted to see Lord Krishna's face on the battlefield on face to face. Even Arjuna could not able to see because Arjuna was in front and Krishna, sorry, Arjuna could see only Lord's back, correct? The shoulder and the backside of Lord in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but only Duryodhana and all the opponent army plus Bhishma seen Lord Krishna face to face on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, that is the uh, that for that reason he even ready to take on the side of Adharma and he show exhibited in Lord's Leela. Okay, hope you are able to understand this particular statement. Because this is very important because many will question why Bhishma Pitamaha was on the side of Adharma. Why he didn't protect the Draupadi in the arena of like okay that while Draupadi was disturbed, correct? So this is the greatest example and the greatest reason because Lord wanted to show however powerful you are, if you are on the side of Adharma, you can never be a winner. Okay, that he want to showcase. For that reason, okay, he taken he taken the side of Adharma. Okay, so he was blowing his conscience. Then the next sloka, Tatah Sankashtabheryascha Panavanaka Gomuhaha Sagasaiva Hanyanta Sasadbas Tumulo Bhavat. After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. Okay, so it was all these conch shell, drums, bugles, like trumpets, and horns, like all they were blown, and at the time, like the sound was tumultuous, like it was very, very powerful, and it was giving the joy on the side of Kauravas. Okay, this is how it has been stated till now. Uh, we will try to stop over here because this is one section of Bhagavad Gita been done. Okay, if you see uh, up to 13, the one section, then from 14 onwards, like okay, how Arjuna and Krishna and the Pandavas like they are going to uh, blew their conscience because their conscience name also be going to be mentioned by Krishna and Arjuna and Sanjaya. Okay, that we will see in the upcoming classes. So till now, any question? So what you have seen, like observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they assembled. Uh, the explanation of the army being mentioned by Duryodhana to Dronacharya, and he's in the self-centered mode because he's saying, "For my sake, they will fight. My army, my victory." Likewise, like he's praising, and he's explaining the side of his side is stronger than the Pandavas. Okay, that is how he's explaining. Then, while Bhishma is blowing his conch shell, like okay, it was very happy mood, joy. It brings joy in Duryodhana. Okay, so any questions till now? Please, like, feel free to ask. Are you able to understand what we are saying? Because while we meet uh, remotely like this, okay, it is very hard to understand the feeling of each and everyone. Please feel free to share your feedback. And let me know if anything to be corrected. Please give the very honest feedback so that we have the chance to correct it.
Prabhu,
Correct it.
how
Yes,
we
Prabhu?
how we connect to the five basic truths of this slokas so far?
Yeah, this loka, Prabhu. Okay, fine. Let me tell you. This loka, after that, conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, horns were all sounded. Okay, where the sound is coming from? It is coming from the material nature. So it is talking about Prakriti, correct? Who is blowing this conch shell, it is Jiva, correct? So Jiva. So Jiva, Prakriti, then the conch shell, how much time it was blow, okay, it is talking about the time factor. Then the blowing is one activity, correct? They are doing the karma. So all these four are like a connected. Yes, Prabhu, you're able to understand?
Okay. Yes, bro.
So any
Yes, bro.
sloka, if you take
Thank you.
this 5 topics, either all 5 or either of the 5, the combination, it has been referenced in each and every sloka of the Bhagavad Gita. Either it talks about Jiva, either it talks about the Prakriti, either it talks about the Kala or Karma or Supreme Lord or uh, combination of all. Okay, very good. That has to be like, okay, our mood while we study. Okay, the foundational slide, again I'm repeating, because this you will not get anywhere. Okay, this is the effort we just put in by attending various classes, because this foundational slides will help us to understand, okay, why we need to read our scripture, what is the purpose of our life, okay, how the whole magnanimous universes are being created. Okay, for that reason only, again and again I am requesting all of you, please read this foundational slide, memorize at any point in time. If I ask, okay, what is a Brahma's lifetime? Immediately the answer has to come 311 trillion 40 billion years. Okay, how much time Brahma lived, or what is a 4 yuga, and what are the 4 things are common in all the 14 planetary system. Okay, why? What differentiate between Krishna and Vishnu? Why Krishna is being called as a supreme Lord? All these things has to be answered very very quickly. You have to pass this knowledge to others also. Okay, that is the reason behind this foundational slide. Why, how Bhagavad Gita is segregated, and how many slokas like a Lord spoke. Because for me also, like, it taken little time, keep on referring. Okay, I will say 575 slokas like a Krishna spoke, 83 slokas like a Sanjaya, sorry, 85 or 86 like a spoken by Arjuna, 43 was spoken by who? Sanjaya. One was like a spoken by Dhritarashtra. Likewise, we have to have our basic foundation like a very strong, so that we can able to understand the future concept. Because after this, once you start the Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, in the chapter 7, chapter 8 and all, it will be very deep topic will go. So at the time we need to be in a position to understand. For that, this foundation slides are very very important. Okay, Prabhu, any other questions?
No, bro. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay, if no further questions, like, we are good to wind up. Sorry for today, a little technical things. Like, I'll ensure that I restart the laptop before the class, so that we will get away from this technical difficulties. Thanks all for joining. As I mentioned, please feel free to pass this knowledge to others, like this link to others, so that others also can be benefited, others also can join and enjoy the nectar of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Hare Krishna. Because in the 18th chapter, Lord Krishna says, okay, who is the dearmost for Krishna? The one who preaches and one who passes the knowledge of uh, Krishna and Bhagavad Gita to others. Okay, so if we want to be loved by Lord, then pass this knowledge, pass this message, so that others can benefit it. Because there are n number of things. First, we need to understand we are very, 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 very fortunate to get to know about this knowledge, because many would not be knowing about, okay, there is a scripture called Bhagavad Gita, and there is a scripture called Bhagavad Gita, and it has to be recited. So many would not be knowing, correct? But we are knowing at least, okay, there is a holy scripture called Bhagavad Gita. It is for all the living entity. It is for Sanatana Dharma, and we have to read and practice Bhagavad Gita in our life. Okay, so first we have to be thankful to Lord for giving us the opportunity, and we have to pass this knowledge to others. Okay, by just we are going to just pass. Okay, Hare Krishna, a friend. There is a class going on every Saturday morning 8 to 9. Please try to join and you will be benefited. Like I'm sure that try to join couple of sessions. If you'd like okay, join. If you don't like, don't join. So likewise, pass that knowledge and you just while you meet with your friends, talk about Krishna. Give them the knowledge of Krishna. Okay, then we all will be loved by Krishna all the time. Okay, Hare Krishna. If no further questions,
Hare Krishna.
Hare
yes,
Krishna.
yes,
Hare
yes,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. With all your permission.